Hello and welcome to another version of Let Us Talk to You. Yeah, I'm Xero News. As normal, we're joined by Albert as well from WrestleBuddy. We're also joined by, this week, for some reason, he's called Tony Khan's #1 fan, but everyone knows him as Bobby from Bobby's Breakdowns normally. And also Alex, the owner of WrestleBuddy. How are we all this week then, guys?
I have a 4-day weekend. I'm doing phenomenal.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
Well, obviously, this week then we've had some pretty big stuff come down. I know Alex is basically coming in blind because he's not seen most of it this week, seen some of the news. We might as well start off then. Seeing as we've obviously got Tony Khan's #1 fan there, we might as well start off with some AEW news then. So, I found this quite interesting. There's been I'm going to read off a statement to you guys and see what you think. I don't know if you've all seen this, but it was Bully Ray, obviously Bubba Ray Dudley from WWE. He's come up with a statement about Cody Rhodes today. And it states on here, it says, it's about Cody Rhodes and him being pushed out of the company, basically, about him being pushed out of AEW when he was in there.
I want on record, I haven't seen this, so this is a live reaction. So basically, so Bully Ray was talking about how Cody was pushed out of the company, out of AEW when he was there, right? And the statement reads as following. So it says, AEW fans have nobody to blame but themselves for the Cody situation. It's as if AEW fans welcomed Cody with open arms and pushed him away. In my eyes, and don't tell me about the Anthony Gogo situation, because Anthony Gogo has fucking gone, basically. It says here as well. So what he's basically said, he goes, here we go. These fans pushed that man out of the company. I'm not saying that's the #1 reason why Cody's gone as well. There's other reasons, but those fans started to boo him out of the buildings, so it's all their fault. So basically, what you're saying is because Cody started getting booed, Cody didn't like that, so he decided to leave the company. So he's basically blaming the fans for it. Rather than anyone else, rather than the booking, rather than anything like that, he's booking the fans for booing Cody. Now, obviously, Cody deserves to get booed in my eyes. You know, he's not this fantastic person. How dare you hate Cody Rhodes?
That one. I know, but what do you guys think on that one then, really?
I got this one.
Oh, here we go.
Listen,
here we go.
Cody Rhodes booked himself in AEW. I'm not saying the fans are completely innocent. They aren't. But Cody Rhodes booked himself into a corner in AEW with this, I can't win the title. I beat every... Thank you. I beat every up-and-comer. Anthony Ogogo. Lance Archer. I know he's not an up-and-comer. But he beat everyone that had momentum. Anthony Ogogo. Where is Anthony Ogogo? Cody did himself no favors with his booking in AEW. He was a 5-time TNT champion. He traded it with Sammy for a month. Like I'm saying, I'm not saying the fans are completely innocent because AEW fans are a little crazy. But he didn't help himself. Truthfully, he did not help himself. He, like I said, the booking to himself to not challenge for the world title. There's only so far you can go. And he had to put himself through a table of fire, literally, to get cheered.
So, Bobby, I do agree with you. I mean, Cody's really one of those guys that, like you said, he is responsible for his own booking, right? So if we're looking at the way AEW fans reacted to him, I don't necessarily always, so there is precedence for the fans to be a little bit upset with Cody's booking. But I think there was also this part of fans just thinking to themselves, I know what he's doing. He's trying to be a heel. He's going to turn heel. Look, he's dressed like Homelander. Look at these little things, nuggets he's putting in his promos. Look at that. And then he didn't pull the trigger when they wanted him to. Mm-hmm. That's it. They just started booing him. So I don't think it's necessarily just Cody's booking. Like I said, he didn't do himself any favors. You're 100% right. I also think that this is what happens when fans try to get a little bit too smart. And they're like, oh, I know what's going to happen. Cody's going to turn heel. And when it doesn't happen, and their own booking dreams don't come true, they get all mad. And all of a sudden, it's like, now we don't like you anymore because you didn't do what we wanted you to.
I see that. I still think he should have turned heel, and he would have been great at it. Could you imagine he turns heel in AEW, and he's like, I'm going to give myself a world title match. That old rule, I got rid of that. That's just old. That's ultimate heat. And I would have been all for, I'm not a Cody guy, but he would have been a great heel.
And another reason for a lot of boos was Brandy Rhodes.
Well, yeah. There's no debating that one. Who told you this was open mic night?
Yeah.
I mean, I'll say that not only fans, like Bully Ray, he's saying that only fans was the reason that Cody left. I think there are many backstage things that we don't know properly.
Yeah.
But there are many things and there are many people who are responsible for Cody's departure. Not CM Punk. Not CM Punk. Okay.
Oh my God.
Bucks, I can agree, but not Punk. Punk
they're
is
not
great.
Yeah. The Bucks
He's greatest of all time. That's it.
Yeah.
Who's the greatest of all time?
Punk.
How do you remove the admin from this?
Yeah, in my eyes as well, I've been noticing as well. It's the same situation with Cody now in WWE. Like, if you've got those passionate fans, it's like I've noticed a lot of them sort of they're so passionate that they're literally saying, like, you can say anything and they argue with you now. Literally, you can even turn around and say, oh yeah, you know, this is such and such. And I noticed, for example, you know, like when they lost the tag belts back to when they won them, they lost them like 2 weeks later.
Yeah, it was a quick turnaround.
Yeah, fans were like, well, all I seen online was, well, this is shit. Triple H is ruining Cody. You know, like Cody being buried because of it. It's like,
I knew for a fact Cody and Jay were a thrown together tag team.
Yeah,
against a group.
Yeah.
So
they got the top, which is great.
Yeah. And it's now like as well the whole situation with WrestleMania 40 as well. That like, obviously, it's pretty obvious at this moment in time they're going for those records. Roman, from what I'm understanding and from what is common sense at the moment, Roman's going to walk out of WrestleMania 40 still as champion because they're going for that Hulk Hogan record, and they're going for that Hulk Hogan record, which is going to be September 24, and all you can see from the Cody Rhodes fans is, but he has to win. If he doesn't win, he's completely buried. He might as well go back to AEW. And it's like, but then if he goes back to AEW, he's going to get booed again because you were the booed.
He's never going back to that company. He's never going back.
I don't know if never. I could see him doing the WWE run and then doing one last run in AEW.
Yeah,
I could.
By that time, AEW will be out of business.
Well, that's a different story.
Yeah.
This is not going to be very recent, but you know.
No.
I do think WWE does risk alienating a large portion of their audience if they do have Roman retain at WrestleMania. I think, look, I'll be honest. I was one of those guys that was immediately, right after it happened, I went, at 39, I went, I can't believe they did this. This is crazy. And then about 2 weeks later, I went, oh, wait, that was the smartest thing they could ever do. Because why would they put the belt on Cody like that, make him look like Superman, and put him in the exact same spot that they put John Cena and Roman Reigns in? Yeah. And this is where everybody, you know, I keep seeing people being like, did he overcome much adversity yet? Like, you're joking around about that, but you're the kind of fans that'll turn on him. I mean, look at Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins, everybody wanted Rollins to be world champion. Now, what are we seeing about Seth Rollins' title run? It's boring. It's stale. I can't believe it. And yet people are getting mad that they're not letting Roman defend the title all the time. Why? So you can risk everybody saying the same thing about Roman? At least when he shows up, you know he's going to put on a great match, and you know people are going to tune in for it. So it makes sense. But I really do think they risk alienating a lot of fans if Cody doesn't win at WrestleMania 40.
Yeah. But no, going back to obviously what you were just saying a minute ago about the like when Roman shows up is, again, Bully Ray again. He's been in the news quite a lot this week. He actually made a statement the other day. I can't remember what it was, but he did something to say about Roman. Sort of what you were saying, similar, was fans can complain about him not showing up, but when he does show up, you know it's going to be good, and it's that spectacle thing, like the whole Brock Lesnar. Yes. You know, if Brock was on every week, you'd be complaining that that it's overkill. You know, you're seeing too much of him and stuff. Whereas, you know, you can instantly see it. As soon as they announce a Roman Reigns match, or as soon as they announce that Roman Reigns is on SmackDown, those ratings go through the ceiling, and those ratings skyrocket because they know everyone knows that he's an attraction in that, and everyone knows that, you know, it's the reason why he's part-time is because they don't want to have that overpush thing. You know, they want to have him obviously as champion, and it's sort of seen as final boss, and that, and you know what he's done good. Everyone who he's faced is now doing really good for themselves, like Jey Uso, Sami Zayn, names like that you never thought would ever be able to be like main events and stuff like that and doing good and doing well for themselves. He faced them. They've all got the mega pushes. LA Knight is now going to get something big as well now, obviously, after that match. He's going to now going into, possibly bigger matches now. He's now getting the main event. And, when Roman faces AJ Styles again soon at Royal Rumble, that's going to be his mega push. And that, AJ Styles is now going to get massively pushed after that. So it's all well and good turning around saying, yeah, he's not there. But when he does show up, when you do have a match against him, it's probably the best thing you could ever have in your career, really. Facing like that ultimate boss and, having those really, yes, fine, it's the same matches over and over again. It's ref bump Jimmy Uso solo or whatever, comes out and stuff like that. But that's what makes it that thing is, it's coming. Yes, it's predictable, but it's that whole thing of, they cheated to win, but they're heels. They're a heel faction.
And it's part of that Roman story too. I mean, the idea is that Roman was confident enough in the beginning to beat people by himself because he was Roman Reigns. He's the best. But now he's becoming more and more, crazy, and he doesn't believe in himself as much. The world is crumbling around him. Jay left him. He's got Jimmy like in and out. Solo doesn't look like he's 100% there. So yeah, he's depending upon everybody else because he's not confident in himself right now. It goes with the story. If people pay attention, there's a reason why this is happening, but they don't want to admit that. They just like, oh, it's the same thing. Yeah, there's a reason for it to be the same thing.
Yeah. Well, talk about that as well, and whilst we're actually on the bloodline subject, this goes nicely into the next link. What I was going to say, it's been announced this week that 2 more members are incoming. Lance and Noah and somebody else. They were from MLW. I think. MLW. Yes. They both basically now got a release after asking for it for ages, and obviously Roman and Lance have already done something on a SmackDown like a couple of years ago, so that's the link there. I can't remember what the other guy's name is. I haven't got it to hand at the moment, but apparently he's not Samoan, but they're saying obviously people aren't really going to pay any attention to that. They'll bring them in and stuff. So that's more Bloodline members there to bring in. So obviously this story is far from over. People keep saying, oh yeah, it's ending at WrestleMania 40 or it's going to come or it's coming to an end soon. But what obviously people haven't realised is they've teased Ava joining. We've not seen Ava yet. She's still got to come in and have that major storyline with Roman and everything like that. You've got all these other Bloodline members. They're waiting on Jacob as well to come on in for that one as well. So that's going to be another member. And then, of course, you've still eventually got to have the Solo turn, and you've got to have the Jimmy turn again, and that ultimate ends up of the Jey rematch and everything as well. It's people are saying it's at the end of the 3rd innings, as they're saying, but I don't think it is. I think we're still in the seconds, or very near, like the possibly still near the second in that, because it's nowhere near. It's nowhere near ending. Not anytime soon. No way I can see, and that personally for it. So
as a man who can't stand to watch baseball on television, that is not good. That is not good for me personally.
I would like to add one thing that Albert said in that Seth Rollins' championship reign is boring. The same thing happened with Roman when he was getting pushed down our throat when he was face, the big dog. When he became tribal chief, then things changed. But that time, everybody was he was getting booed in every single match. Even when The Rock came for rescuing him, still he got booed. Even The Rock got booed.
Yeah.
And the same thing happened with Kofi Kingston after he became the WWE champion. The same thing happened with Big E when he became the champion. People just want to see their champion, and once they become champion, they turn on them immediately. Like within a month, they turn on them.
The moment's awesome, but then it's like after that, it's like
It's every single title change. The immediate reaction online is, "Wow, this is great!" So tell me the top 5 people you want to see take the championship off of this person who just won the title. It's like it just happened. Why are we already planning it? And this is where like I get mad because a lot of that is younger fans. They just want to see like all their wrestlers get like their flowers. But guess what? He grew up in a time where some of the biggest attractions in wrestling didn't win world titles. Jake Roberts didn't win a world title. Mr. Perfect, the British Bulldog. Like, that's what I grew up with. What's that?
Roddy Piper? Roddy Piper?
That's right.
Razor Ramon.
Razor Ramon. Yeah, I mean, these are huge names that didn't win world titles. Just because you don't win the biggest prize doesn't mean you're not a valuable member of the entire organization. I understand that during the Attitude Era, it almost seemed like the World Championship became a wrestler appreciation championship, but that was also because the storylines dictated it. It was very high paced. It was fast. It was turning over. If you didn't watch, you missed something. So that's why there were so many twists and turns then. WWE has moved away from that, and the idea now is to make new stars, and not everybody can be the top star. There can only be a very handful, a very small select people that can be top stars. That's what WWE is trying to establish.
That's great. And I mean, as I was going to say then, was obviously going back to what Albert said. Yeah, fine. If Cody beats Roman at WrestleMania 40, all they'll do is that, say, like somebody else comes on and say, I don't know, maybe Kenny Omega comes over or MJF comes over or whatever from AEW, you're then going to have all the fans saying, oh, we want MJF to beat Cody. We want that match between MJF and Cody with MJF taking the belt. And that, so it's like, so you've been pushing for like a year for Cody to keep the belt, and then after, say, 30 days, it's all just like, oh, MJF's here now. We want MJF to win the belt, or, we want, I don't know, we want somebody else to win it.
They
want him.
They want new champion every single week.
Yep.
What they like, they want to see. And now actually the fans are getting over smart. They think that they know everything, and it's not like that.
I mean, let's take a look at Seth's last couple of title runs, title defenses. It was Nakamura, who everybody was like, well, Nakamura didn't get his chance this time. If he doesn't get it now, he's never going to get it.
Yeah.
And he lost. If Finn Balor better win, because if he doesn't win it, he's never going to get it. Well, Finn Balor lost. Drew McIntyre better win it, because if he doesn't, he's not going to re-sign, and he didn't win. And look, I'm the biggest Finn Balor fan in the world. I would have loved to see Balor win. I would have liked to see Nakamura win the title too. But at the same point, if you want this championship to feel as important as Roman's title, you have to let Seth hold it for a while and establish it as being a top prize. You're going to keep throwing it around to everybody else right when it starts, and everybody's going to go, well, here's the participation trophy. Sami Zayn couldn't win the world title. We're going to give him that, because that's what happened to the World Heavyweight Championship. Guys like Mark Henry won it, and people were like, oh, we don't take it seriously. He didn't really win a world championship. And that's not fair. Yes, he did. It's just because you just felt like the championship lost its luster doesn't mean make it any less of a world champion.
That's the thing. So, but yeah, so obviously that's the little thing about Cody, and obviously stuff like that gone now. I was going to say,
screw Cody.
I might as well go back to some of the AEW stuff. So as well, what we've had recently then is actually it was yesterday. PW Insider confirmed that the Bunny, the Butcher, and the Blade have all gone as well. They've all mutually parted ways. All three of them have now. From it. So the Bunny as well. People are, oh, is she coming into WWE? One sign she's definitely not is she opened up an OnlyFans. So she's that's 100%. She's definitely not coming into WWE that way. But yeah, what do you guys obviously think on that? Because they've said they mutually parted ways, so I'm guessing like that they just were not happy with the booking or anything like that, really. And
they were never on. They were never on TV. I never cared for them when they were on TV. The Bunny was cool. She had a cool gimmick. She was creepy, but like otherwise, whatever.
She should go back to Impact Zone, because she was doing great on Impact when she was in Impact.
Did you guys see what the Impact parody account tweeted?
Yeah, that was wrong. That was wrong.
Oh,
yeah.
I read it. I'm like, what? And then I was like, oh my god.
There was an Impact parody account saying about like how
how she passed on, and it was like, I read
which
it and I was like, what?
Happened in kayfabe. I mean, like Eric Young died in TNA, but they didn't form it that way, and it was weird.
No, but yeah.
Thank God it wasn't the actual Impact account.
Yeah, no, the way they done it sounded like she had actually died in real life. That's the way they were basically doing it. Yeah.
I read it. I was like, wait a minute. I'm like, she didn't.
Yeah,
and then I'm like, and I went to look her up, and I'm like, okay, thank God.
Yeah, but no.
So, I will say this real quick about Butcher and Blade. I think that I liked the idea that they had that whole gimmick where they were almost like the APA. They were just like guys for hire that would just beat people up. I think that's like I always liked that kind of a gimmick. Even when the APA did it and WCW completely copied it with Chronic, I just thought it was a cool kind of an idea. I think that they have like longevity as a tag team. I think I can see them like being like to kind of refurbish this NXT tag team division that's kind of starting to, like these guys are starting to get called up. We just saw the Creed brothers debut in WWE on the main roster. They could be a good addition to the NXT tag division.
Yeah, they could be. Yeah. Whilst we're also on the AEW subject, now we might as well move on to the next bit, and this will lead me in nicely to the bit afterwards as well. Is it's been revealed that Tony Khan was offered a TV deal for Ring of Honor, an actual proper Ring of Honor TV deal with CW Network, and he declined it. The reason why he declined it has come out with is his loyalty to Warner Brothers, and he's still hoping that he's apparently going to be getting that $1 billion deal for all of AEW and Ring of Honor combined. Fat chance of that happening. Really, in my eyes, I can't see them getting anywhere near that. Especially seeing as well. Actually, no, I'll leave that bit for in a minute when Alex is back, because I don't know whether he's obviously seen it. But yeah. So personally, I think he's an idiot for not going for that deal. You know, that CW deal. We've seen obviously what NXT's got now, so he would have got a massive deal, I reckon, for Ring of Honor, and obviously he just said no because he's hoping out for something which isn't guaranteed. You know, he doesn't even know whether he's got a TV contract yet for Dynamite and that and Rampage and that come 2024. So he's an absolute idiot for doing it. What about your guys' thoughts on that one, really, of him not going for that? It's a dumbass, I just noticed.
My name changed. I don't understand what his loyalty to Warner Brothers is. Warner Brothers is awfully run. They just scrapped the John Cena movie with James Gunn directing it. I think it's Coyote versus Acme or something.
Yes,
I don't remember the name. But like, they just did it just so they can get $30 million back. Like, it's so poorly run over there. And Warner Brothers clearly doesn't want ROH because they would have taken them by now. Why don't you do what WWE does and say, hey, obviously it's going to change, but this is current. SmackDown's on Fox, Raw's on USA. Boom. Instead of promoting on one, channel or company, whatever. But like, nobody is buying ROH right now. Clearly, Warner Brothers wants nothing to do with it. So why would you not just be like, yeah, I'll take some money and put ROH on the CW? And apparently NXT was not even a top 2 choice for CW. So
no, it wasn't. No.
Yeah.
And of course, I did it that way. So yeah. How about you, Albert? What do you think of that?
If this is true, I mean, what a horrible move. I mean, like the idea that they could establish, look, there's so many things that, we talked about this a couple weeks ago right here on this show about how there are so many things that Tony Khan can do to improve the AEW product, and making Ring of Honor an established version of what WWE has done with NXT would be a superb idea. And to have that on CW, a nationally syndicated channel, is an amazing deal. Why would you turn that down? I don't care about loyalty at that point. This is the wrestling business, not the wrestling friendship. You want to, be best friends with your partners. But we saw WWE and USA were together for 7 years, and then WWE said, hey, you know what? Spike TV is going to give us more money. We're going to go there. This is what happens. It's business. You go where they're going to give you the most money. If you're turning down all that money, man, at what point does Shad Khan look at that and go, do you know how to run a company, man? I'm going to have to start taking your allowance away, dude.
Yeah, that's fine, yeah. What about you, Alex? Sorry, I'm trying to carry on.
He's like a 10-year-old boy.
It's true, though, isn't it? It's true.
The thing with this Tony Khan is he don't know business. It is clearly visible that the thing that he is doing these days, the way he behaved, like we talked in the last week podcast, he is stupid, nothing else. It was a really good deal, but he don't know he loves like Looney Tunes or something from Warner Brothers. That's why he don't want to leave. Maybe. So that's why he's just stuck in there. Because he should, wherever he's getting a better deal, he should go there.
Yeah.
Not like, no, I will not go, I will stay in this only. Yeah. That's the reason I say to Bobby that this company will go out of business just because of Tony Khan only.
How much is he getting paid to run on the ROH app? I can't imagine.
Probably hardly anything. Well, he owns the app, doesn't he? So he's probably getting nothing because he owns the app.
I would think CW would be a bigger pay increase. I would think. Unless they offered him like $1 million or something. No. Yeah. Like, why would you not, like, spread, like, that's on 2 channels now. Like, you put ROH on CW, you put AEW on Warner Brothers, let's just say. Mm-hmm. Cross promote. Like, you know? It's like, the more eyes that see it, the better. And you got, CW is, I think it's on the come up, honestly. Like, they got, All American, that show. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of it. It's a football show, like based on a true story, somewhat. It's like running for 6 seasons. It's got a lot of views. They just got some kind of NASCAR thing.
Yeah, they got a big.
On the rock.
Yeah.
It's or maybe it's not NASCAR. I could be wrong.
It's some sort of racing thing, but you're exactly right. And that's the thing.
On the rise.
Right. You know, they're obviously rebranding. Look, I mean, I think a lot of people who think of the CW think of, and this is me for the longest time, I was a big Arrow fan, and that's what CW ran. It was the Arrowverse. Then when that kind of died, they kind of lost their identity because they based like 8 shows around the Arrowverse. And once there was no more Arrowverse, they were like, okay, now what do we do? We're not, you know, they were like a teenage drama kind of a thing that wasn't getting them views. So I think that they're trying to get a little bit more adult, more contemporary. WWE is going to get more eyes onto everything that they do. That's what happened with UPN. That's why UPN went after WWE. It wasn't because they were like, you know, they're going to get, you know, they're going to make us, you know, all this money. It was, let's get more eyes on the show. We know they have a built-in audience.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, obviously, yeah. Whilst we're on the CW subject then anyway, we might as well move on to the big news then. So obviously it's been announced that NXT is now going to CW Network in 2024. I quizzed Bobby on this on Uncut because he didn't know anything about it. So obviously the amounts and everything. I know obviously at the moment the current deal is they get, I believe it's 15 million for 5 years. So it's 15 million over 5 years it is. That's currently. With this new deal, it's now been announced it's going to be between 35 and 36 million for the 5 years. So that's what, double basically.
Double and then some.
Yeah, and that's just for NXT, bearing in mind. Obviously, they're then getting 1.4 billion from USA Network for SmackDown.
Yeah,
and obviously Raw's yet to be announced, but we'll get into that one in a minute. But yeah, so this CW deal for NXT is big, and there's also been some talks as well that with it, as part of the agreement, is it's going to be that they have to go out on the road. With this extra money that they're getting, they have to leave the PC. They have to go out on the road and basically do it basically like weekly shows in arenas and stuff. And personally, I've seen, you can see what the pay-per-views do for NXT. If they go out and they do stadiums like 15K stadiums, they will fill those stadiums for an NXT show. In my eyes,
yes.
Yeah. They will fill those stadiums. They'll fill those arenas wherever they go to for NXT because it's an upcoming product and that's what they need. That's my 2 cents on it. What do you guys obviously think about this whole CW sort of situation with NXT now and stuff?
Well, right. I cursed you out after you broke the news to me because I thought you were lying. So that's one thing. Because I was like, CW having wrestling? Yeah, okay. So I did curse him out. That's fair. But yeah, I mean, hey, I get the channel. I didn't think I did at first, to be completely honest with you. I haven't watched CW in so long. The All American show I watched, I just waited till it hit Netflix each time. Hey, good for CW. It seems like it's a good a win all around for each company.
I think WWE they're off Fox now, right? This is it. This is their goodbye with SmackDown. They're going to the USA. Now they stay on, that, standard network, not even cable, like that network television where everybody gets that channel. So WWE is still on, and it's still accessible now in every single home, basically that has television, which is a huge deal. And now it's NXT. So now you're going to get these people who are going to be like, who are these guys? These are some younger, up and coming people that we don't know. That might get a lot more eyes on NXT, which is going to, hopefully drive that business. Like Xero said, if they're going to be going on the road, this should get them a lot more eyes. We can be seeing NXT get into that 800K to million range every week on network television.
And you, Alex?
Yes, I thought if somebody will say something, that's why I was looking.
Yeah.
So for me also, it is a very good deal. CW is also rebranding mode, rising channel at the moment. NXT is same. It is also a rising brand. Usually people call it a developmental brand. I don't find it a developmental. It is a really, it is a third brand. Straight. It's a third brand. And the amount of viewership that they have gained in the past a year, it is commendable, I'll say. Yeah. Because when they rebranded from NXT 2.0, it was bad. That time was bad. And from there, they started slowly building up. And when when Undertaker and everybody was there in NXT, and people were like, oh, they were not able to pull 1 million viewers. And without the stars, now they are doing 800K. Why everybody is quiet now?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
It is a growing brand, and definitely it is a perfect deal, I'll say, for NXT. They were in USA, now they're in CW. So it is a perfect deal. For me, it is a perfect deal.
Yeah. Well, obviously as well, with CW as well, it's actually that channel's in more homes than USA Network's in.
Which shocked me.
Yeah, yes. Yeah. So I think it's double the amount of homes that USA Network's in.
That's
so
crazy.
Yeah, so that's going to get a hell of a lot more eyes on it, especially if you're watching something. And then, like for example, when the AEW situation, if they have something on beforehand, like a rerun of something, and then it goes into NXT, people will stay tuned in. If you're watching that channel, people will stay tuned in. So that will give that extra viewership, and they might gain a lot more casual fans that way.
And think about the free publicity that the CW is going to promote. Think that if Ring of Honor was going to be on CW, they're not going to promote it in a commercial. Almost every single show that they put on, at least one commercial to let every viewer know, hey, by the way, 8:00 on Thursdays, whenever the hell they were going to run Ring of Honor, we have wrestling on this channel now. That's free publicity to so many people.
Yes. Yeah. And they will gain casual fans also, because if you guys notice, NXT is a bit edgy. It is not like Raw and SmackDown. It is a bit of adult, I'll say. And casual fans like that type of thing. When they will see in advertisements and all, the things that they show, they will tune in. Okay, what is going on?
Yeah.
That's also an advantage. It's definitely skewed a little bit younger, and not kid younger, but not as adult as WWE. And that's perfect. It's exactly that's where Raw was in 96 to 98 when we were getting these high ratings. They were going after those people. So smart.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. This then leads quite nicely down into the next bit then. So whilst we're on TV deals then, obviously Raw has yet to be announced. Now, it's come down to the top 2 networks where Raw basically is being favoured to within Nick Khan. Basically, Nick Khan he's talking to FX, it is, which is rather weird considering obviously they're coming off of SmackDown they're coming off Fox and that was SmackDown. But apparently it's FX and actually Warner Brothers Discovery. Warner Brothers are actually making a massive pitch for Raw. Now, the rumor is that if they take on Raw, they're giving them that TBS slot, basically. And obviously the talk is as well as moving Raw potentially off of Monday nights. Now, I was saying this to Bobby earlier on, is imagine it that, number one, you have the kick in the teeth anyway to say that Warner Brothers actually takes on Raw and ditches AEW for one, and then the second kick in the teeth is imagine if they put it on the Wednesday night slot at 8 p.m. and that in the old AEW slot, and then Raw and does double or even triple the numbers that AEW used to do for that time. That would be the ultimate kick in the teeth for it, for those AEW fans. I know, like I said, it's between those 2 networks and that at the moment for whichever one gets it. But the thing is as well, what people have got to take into consideration is WWE are rather smart with their TV deals as well. This has already been heavily reported that any channel that has WWE programming on it, Nick Khan actually has wrote into their TV deals that no other wrestling promotion is allowed on the same channels or on the same network. So if they did say, for example, go to Warner Brothers Discovery, that's AEW gone, because Warner Brothers will have no choice. If they want WWE, they have to kick AEW off of every single channel. So they can't even come and say, we'll put Raw on, say, TBS and then have AEW on TNT. No, because it's still under Warner Brothers. So then that will chuck them off. And the worrying part is obviously AEW have yet to have a TV deal announced, and Raw, I reckon, is going to be finalised by the end of the year. I think we're going to hear where Raw's going to be finalised to by the end of this year, because they're blasting out those things. And just imagine the meltdown that's going to happen online if we get that notification down that that Warner Brothers Discovery has signed Raw, has signed up to have Raw on the channel rather than AEW. That's going to be a meltdown.
That's going to be a fun day.
They will die.
Yeah. What obviously do you guys think on that? Because to me that's pretty big news if Warner Brothers obviously take it on and stuff like that, and especially if they do give them that Wednesday night 8:00 slot, that would be the ultimate kick in the teeth for AEW and everything like that, really. They do end up doing it that way. So yeah, what do you guys think on it all?
I don't. Tony Khan's gonna call up CW and be like, "Hey, it was a mistake not talking to you guys."
He'll be like, "My dad will give you money, please."
My dad will pay you.
You put us on, please. Give us the exposure.
We'll take the Thursday 3 a.m. time slot. Just give us something.
I look. Here's the thing. I think it would be terrible if they went to Warner, because that's horrible. I mean, look. As much as we joke around about AEW, having AEW not around is terrible for the wrestling industry. Yeah. WWE has gotten so much better because Triple H has figured out how to tap into not only just getting the WWE old school fans back, but he's starting to get some of these AEW fans who said they were absolutely done with watching WWE back over there by signing some mega stars. If WWE ends up signing Julia, that's going to skew a lot of people who are very big, New Japan / AEW fans over to watching WWE, because they're going to want to see her, right? Same with Kyrie. WWE is very smart. So without AEW there, it would suck. Look, there was another rumor I heard about them going to streaming, which I thought would have been the dumbest thing in the world. How much money they would make from, not being on a streaming network, even if it was Amazon. I think it would be just like, I can't see Vince or WWE being at the point where they're that progressive, where they can think they can get off of cable television. So FX sounds about right. I think it's in roughly the same amount of homes as USA, so they're not losing much. So, I mean, I think that's the safest bet at this point.
I can see FX.
Yes. And for me, the worst thing that WWE will do is changing the Monday nights. It will hurt. It will hurt the business.
I agree.
Monday Night Raw is like iconic thing, and there's no need to change. Even if you go to some other network or something like that. But I would love to see if that thing will happen when WWE will go and AEW will get out of Warner Brothers. I would love to see that. But like Albert said, it is necessary that AEW should be there. Then only the competition will be there and the product will be.
And the other thing is that if AEW is smart, if they get kicked off of Warner, let's be honest, their ratings are a lot higher than most other shows that people are going to take on. They'll probably find a way to get a TV deal somewhere else. If they're smart, if they're like, oh, you know what? You're going to put us on WWE on Wednesdays at 8:00. Let's just go on Mondays.
Yes. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. But Monday Night Football.
Yeah. And I get that. 16 weeks out of the year, they're going to get trampled in the ratings. But you know what? Monday has been the wrestling night since 1993. Yes. You know what I mean? I think that they'll just get people who are just used to look. Every Monday, that's immediately my reaction. It's I'm going to come home. My girlfriend goes to acting class, so she's out and she's in the city. I come home, I order dinner, and I watch Raw. That's my Monday night, unless the Jets are playing Monday Night Football, and then I get to be disappointed like I did last week.
Oof. Yeah. Jets fan. We'll talk off screen about our football.
What about you, Bobby? You haven't said much yet. What about you on this whole situation?
I haven't said much. Well,
no, I meant on this situation.
Listen, AEW is flourishing. They're going to get a $4 billion deal. Okay, it's going to happen. No, I agree with Albert. I could see FX coming in with Raw, but I could also see USA retaining them. I wouldn't be shocked if they do. Moving it outside of Monday, moving it outside of Monday would be weird. Wednesday Night Raw, it just doesn't roll off the tongue.
Yeah.
It just doesn't. Listen, Warner is a mess. I hope they don't get WWE. I really don't.
Yes.
Because Warner Brothers is just a hot mess, and it has been for years. Ever since, God, I don't know if you guys are superhero fans, but like the Justice League and Batman vs Superman.
Yes.
My goodness, those awful movies.
The way they fucked up Snyderverse, everybody knows.
Well, I wasn't a big fan of Batman vs Superman, but we won't get into that. That's another pod episode where I can go off on. But yeah, they're just a mess. It's just like they're so poorly run. And like, spoiler alert: Black Adam, the after credit. They gave us one of the best after credits I've ever seen in theaters. And what came of it? Absolutely nothing. Because Warner said, we don't like it. And now my hero, Dwayne Johnson, isn't a superhero anymore. Unbelievable.
No, obviously then going along these lines then, again, this will smooth me into the next transition quite nicely. The reason why this rumour of one of the shows basically moving has come up is because I can't remember who it was. It could have been Dave Meltzer, Uncle Dave. He's mentioned that TKO have now got this brilliant idea in their head of, they were obviously saying originally that they wanted to put pay-per-views on Sunday nights. Their new brilliant idea now is to move the show off of Fridays to SmackDown and put a pay-per-view on a Friday night instead. So that what they can do then is for, say, for example, WrestleMania weekend, you'll then have sort of the same format as this year. So you'll then have Raw on one of the shows on the Monday. So say, for example, Raw, NXT on the Tuesday, SmackDown on the Wednesday, NXT Takeover or whatever it's called now on the Thursday. You'll then have say WrestleMania. Going back to that, you'll then have WrestleMania Night 1 on the Friday. You'll then have a UFC pay-per-view on the Saturday, and then WrestleMania Night 2 on the Sunday. So you have that gap in between. It's because obviously where TKO want, where they want to do like mega weekends, they're saying, is that it means then that what they can do then is they're going to run the UFC events in the same cities as the WWE events, because then they'll know that fans are there already. So saying like they've got fans there, say for the WrestleMania weekend. Alex is frozen, I think.
I was going to say, he's either like trained to not blink like Jake Gyllenhaal
he's frozen.
That movie, Nightcrawler or whatever?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm like, wow, he's really focused.
Yeah. No. They want to run mega weekends. So, so you then have them basically then, if they're saying that rather than saying run in 2 different cities, which would obviously cost the company more, if they're already in one city, then, they can simply do that. All they need to do is maybe just book out a smaller arena for UFC or, in the same place. So, say, for example, I don't know, say like you've got, they've got WWE in the Barclays Center and that. I obviously don't know what the other arena is or anything like that. If there's a smaller arena,
they can run Madison Square Garden.
Or like Prudential Center.
Yeah, sure, absolutely.
Yeah. I know one of the reasons behind it as well is obviously because when obviously at the minute where we're getting Saturday pay-per-views, some weekends obviously you do actually have that conflict of UFC fights at the same time as WWE pay-per-views still going on at the moment, and obviously they want to stop that. So that's why they're saying if they run the same weekends and they literally move the WWE pay-per-views round to the UFC fights, then you're not going to ever have that conflict. And you've got, in their eyes, if you've got WWE fans in the area, they're fight fans. They're going to want to go and see these UFC fights. That's what TKO have in their head, and that. And obviously, like you've got, and then they can then do lots of cross promotion and stuff like that. Like obviously, they've had Undertaker show up at some of the UFC fights and that, in the crowd and stuff. And you can have that there, and
the fighters show up at WrestleMania.
Yeah. Like, and they've. I know I've brought this up before. Is like one of the ideas that they had was then have WWE stars appear in a UFC ring and UFC fighters appear in a WWE ring for some of the pay-per-view events, and see to then get to say that like somebody's got a fight on that Saturday night and they've got a pay-per-view on the Friday and they've got a WWE pay-per-view on the Friday, they'll have whoever's headlining the Saturday night in the UFC event show up at that pay-per-view on the Friday. just to like try and hype it up a bit more, and that. So that's their brilliant idea of like crossing over the brands and trying to get eyes on both products and stuff. Obviously, I know Alex is back now, so yeah.
If you're gonna go to Fridays, make WrestleMania one night then. Because don't be like, oh, night 1 is Friday and night 2 is Sunday. Why are we waiting?
Exactly.
Yes.
Or do
Because like me personally, I'm not a UFC fan. I don't watch.
Same.
I mean, if it's on, I'll watch. But like, I'm not going out of my way to pay $70 for a pay-per-view.
Right.
Like, it's ridiculous. Like,
I mean, the other thing is as well is what they haven't obviously thought about is for like WrestleMania week, for example. Say like I use Bobby as an example here. So like Bobby was going to go to the event, the WrestleMania packages would then be upgraded. So then you've got the NXT. You'll then have whichever show it is on the Friday, because of course, whichever show it would be on the Wednesday, because of course you'll have the Hall of Fame after that. So technically, you'll need to be in that city from the Wednesday for the Hall of Fame and whichever show that one is. Then the Thursday NXT show, the Friday, night 1 pay-per-view, the UFC on the Saturday, and then of course then you've then got the Sunday night 2, and then of course then whichever show's on the Monday, and then the Tuesday again.
I'm not. I did Thursday. I did Thursday to Tuesday, and I was fine. And I did not go to NXT. I did not.
Yeah.
I didn't do any NXT actually, even the Saturday morning, because I wasn't getting up at 6 a.m. for Spin to Deliver.
I have tickets to WrestleMania night 1, and that's it this year.
In Philly? Oh, I have night 2.
Son of a.
You buy night 2.
Yeah.
I honestly, I came to terms with not even going, but my buddy was like, "Yo, I'll give you a nice deal," and it was a nice deal. So I was like, "All right, I gotta take it."
Yeah.
A bunch of my friends were going, and they were like, "Do you want to go?" And I was like, "Look, if you guys are all going to go, I'll go." So I didn't care. I was like, "Pick whatever night you want to go. I don't even care." So they got night 1. I was like, "All right, whatever, fine, bye, man." Okay.
Yeah.
My buddy, he was supposed to order night. What was it? He was supposed to order night 1, and his buddy was supposed to order night 2. He woke up and he wasn't even paying attention. He ordered night 2. So they ordered night 2 tickets on both ends. So he's like, "Yo." He's like, and this is a kid I went to WrestleMania with in Dallas, Cali. I went to 35 in New Jersey. He's like, "Yo." He's like, "I know you want to go." He goes, "I'll give you first dibs." He goes, "I'll cut the price in half." And I'm like, "You got a deal. I'll Venmo you right now."
Yeah.
I was like, "You have a deal." And he's like, "All right, call me and I'll transfer the tickets to you." I was like, "Yep, deal."
Yeah.
And
obviously,
Zero's coming over.
No.
Listen,
Saturday, Sunday, Mania is perfect.
Yeah.
Other than that, no.
I agree. That's the only Sunday pay-per-view I'm cool with, because there's no football. They're not dealing with the Final Four. Perfect. They are dealing with the Final Four.
For us, Sunday, like for Indian fans, from Indian fan perspective, I'll say Sundays pay-per-view are worst for us, because it starts by 5:30 a.m.
Say that
Monday.
Yeah.
On Monday.
Yeah.
You chose to live in India, okay?
Yes.
That is not my fault.
Yes.
Oh God.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Wait, what did you say? It starts 5:30 a.m. your time?
Yes, it starts 5:30 a.m. and it ends by like 10 or something, and we have to go to office and everything. So everything is fucked up if it is Sunday pay-per-view. From when they started on Saturdays, it is like a treat for all of us.
So like Survivor Series upcoming, of course. You just gotta wake up a little earlier than intended, of course.
Usually I have habit, whenever a pay-per-view is there, I wake up by 3:30 a.m.
Oh God.
Yes, it is my habit. It is like from 15 years I'm doing this thing. Wake up 3:30 a.m. and watch what else I can do.
Well, yeah, but I was gonna say you get up at like 5, you get breakfast,
No, what happens actually, Bobby? The issue is the time issue in USA. Sometimes the timing is 1 hour here, there. Sometimes Indian time is straight. Entire year the timing is same. But UK and US both have time change 1 hour. Like this 4 p.m. today, I asked Xero 2 times.
Oh yeah.
Now it is a bit different.
Yeah,
last week it was different. This week
Right,
was
yeah.
different.
We went back.
We went back.
We have to suffer.
Yeah.
We have to suffer because you went back.
Albert, where are you at again? You're in New York.
New York.
Right? me and Albert went back.
Yeah.
So like 3:30 a.m. is the kickoff show. 3:30 to 4:30. And then start. So that's why we have to.
Oh, you watch the kickoff show? That's why I was.
I set up everything for the live coverage by that time. So at least I have to wake up and I like, okay, something is going on. So I have to open my eyes. Half an hour it goes in that thing only.
For Australia in, what was that, 2018? I think it was like a 5 a.m. start. And I regretted it. Like, I was like, why did I do this to myself? Why?
Yeah. The perfect paper for us is the Saudi shows.
Yeah.
It starts by like 9:30.
Yeah.
And it get over by 12:30.
The Saudi shows are great for me. It was 2:00 in the afternoon. It was the greatest ever.
I was like, I don't want to speak for Albert, but like the Saudi shows and the UK shows are great.
I love them.
Yeah. 1 p.m., 2 p.m. Heck, I don't care. 2 p.m. Over by 6 o'clock. Yeah, I'm great with that.
UK shows are a bit dangerous for us because it starts by 1 a.m.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
that is a bit dangerous for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you don't at 5:30 you're at least like you got a decent night's sleep.
Yes.
But 1 a.m. it's like your body's like, no, bro.
When you reach 3, it is like you have to die for some time.
Well, don't forget though. For me, it's 1 a.m. for every Raw and every SmackDown. 1 a.m. Every Raw, NXT, and SmackDown weekly nowadays. You know, but that's that. Wow, we've had that one then. The last 2 bits of news anyway, which I obviously thought we might as well cover whilst we're here, is number one. Then, first question: is Cena done? That's the ultimate thing. Do you think John Cena's done really? Because of course the strike's over now. In America, so so the strike's over for now. Was that Saudi match? Was that his last for over a while or forever? Basically, what do we think?
I'll go last.
Let Bobby speak.
No, I'll go last.
Yeah, Alex, you start us off.
Yeah, go on, Alex.
You're back.
Okay, so I'll say it is not the last match, definitely, but they are trying to show that it is his last match, so people can feel it. And definitely he'll come back during Mania season and he'll have a match with someone, most likely with Logan Paul for the US title. I'm hoping like that. Maybe the Logan Paul versus Cena match will happen at Mania. He's not done, that is for sure. Because the thing that they did with Lesnar also when he left SummerSlam, it was like kind of retiring. He's taking time off. Same thing happened with Cena at Crown Jewel. So he's not taking like retirement, definitely no. At least 1 or 2 matches still there.
I agree. I think that he is gone. See, you said WrestleMania, Alex. I don't even think he's going to be here for Mania. I think he's going to be gone for a while. I don't think we see Cena on WWE TV for at least a year because, and it's not just because of selling the beating from Solo, which I think is huge. I also think it's because his commitments to Hollywood are going to be so great now because everything he did got pushed back. So they're going to try to start getting into everything. So now he's already admitted, I have a show that I'm already working on. The second the strike is completely over, I go back that day. That's it, done. That's my top priority. So he has to go back, do that. Now every other thing he's working on is going to compound. I think that it's going to be a while before he's got a little bit of free time. I don't think we see Cena for at least a year.
Was it Peacemaker, the show he was working on?
He I don't think he's not allowed to say because of the strike. So I'm not sure.
Yes.
Fingers crossed, but I'm not sure.
I love that show. Yeah,
excellent. The best opening credits for the TV show ever.
Agreed. Yeah, no, Cena's not done, but I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if he's gone for a while, like Albert said. He's got a lot to do. Everything got backed up, and I don't know off the top of my head how many projects he had, but like, I would imagine it's a fair amount. I mean, heck, Fast. What are we on now? 11 is coming. Just off the top of my head. Peacemaker. I don't even know what else. But yeah, I mean, if he makes a cameo in the new Superman movie, there's one more. He's a James Gunn guy. So James Gunn is going to put him in a lot. Heck, whatever else DC is coming. The Amanda Waller show or whatever. You know?
Yeah.
It's like, no. Cena's got a lot on his plate, and for him, that's, you know, Hollywood, you stay busy. But it would suck if it was a year. Truly. I love seeing Cena. I don't care what he does when he rocks up. just seeing him is a treat. We got a 2-month treat as far as I'm concerned. I was born in 1996. I started watching in 2005. Cena's my guy. So, like, anytime I get to see Cena, it's cool. But it was a treat for sure. But I don't know if he'll be at WrestleMania. I hope, because I'll be there. But knowing my luck, he'll be on night 1. No offense, Albert. Knowing my luck, he'll be on night 1.
Listen, you already have enough heat with me, all right? I just realized how much younger you are than me, and it pissed me off. So,
wait, how old are you?
I'm 38. I was born in 85.
Oh, wow. Okay, I thought we were like similar ages. Okay. Wow, Xero's like 45, man. It's like,
no, I'm not. I'm 35.
Oh, sorry. I carried a 1. Sorry.
Yeah, okay.
How old are you, Bobby?
27.
12.
Okay.
He's 12.
Well, mentally, like physically, I'm like 50. Mentally, I'm like 12, so I guess we'll cut it in the middle.
Okay.
Like, yeah.
So you are 27. I'm 33. Xero is 35, and Albert is 38.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, no, Albert, I really didn't think you were 38. I gotta be honest.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
I thought you were
also
like
didn't think that you were 30. I thought that you are my age only, like 33, 32, something like that.
I thought you were like a few years older than me. Like, my brother is 2 years older than me. He'll be 30 in December. Yeah, I thought you were like that. Like, yeah.
Well, I
like
appreciate it. It makes me feel younger. So
yeah, I would have thought 38. Now, Xero, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
Story for another time. But yeah, Cena, I'll miss you while you're gone, buddy. But go kill it in Hollywood like you've been doing.
Yeah. For me, I'm hoping he comes back because he needs that number 17 before he properly.
Yes.
Yeah, before he properly retires. He needs that number 17 because, of course, especially after Ric Flair's now gone to AEW, they're definitely going to give him that 17. He's got to be that record, and he's ready for it. So.
Cena's earned it, and he should not go out in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah,
he's a WrestleMania kind of guy.
Yeah,
for sure. He's earned that at the very least.
Even if, I know it would obviously suck, but even if, say, he had that match like what Alex said at WrestleMania, say, I don't know, for the US Championship, and then he dropped it on Raw, you know, because he couldn't commit to the schedule.
Yeah.
He maybe wanted to get that number 17, so he's in those record books. You know, he's the most number of record reigns or whatever for that.
Not United States. No.
Well, no, but I mean, but it would still count towards a championship. That's what I mean. It was still, you could still technically count it down as 17.
No, they can't do that. No.
This is WE. You know they would do.
No, that is the cheapest way out.
Yeah,
no.
Yeah.
Denied. Delete. No.
Well, maybe then he comes in, wins it, just so he gets that WrestleMania moment, and he gets that win back. Obviously, because he hasn't had that win since 2019 or whatever.
Yeah.
So maybe they give him that over Logan Paul. Then heck, obviously where it's meant to be a SmackDown belt, unless then he commits to the SmackDown, he does SmackDown, drops the belt then back to somebody else, and then he can then go back to Hollywood and that again. You know,
have Cena win the world title, have him hang around till Backlash, whatever the show is, if he can, drop it there, and then go on your merry way, man.
Yeah, that's the easiest way. Because that'd be a better way to go out rather than at Saudi, is, you know, get that number 17 and then go out.
Saudi.
He's not going out losing like this. There's no way. Yeah. He's going to be out for a while. He's going to sell this whole thing because it's going to bleed into the bloodline story that Heyman can see that Solo was able to take Cena out without any help. Yeah. Roman needed help to take out Cena. So I think that's going to be the kind of thing that's going to go on with this run out. But I can't see Cena being out.
No.
Yeah. One last thing that we might as well do, because I know we've gone over the hour, but we might as well just do one last thing. Is obviously War Games has been announced now. We might as well start off with the men's. It's been announced there will be a 5th person on each team. Now,
officially it's been announced?
Well, it's not been officially announced, but
But the advertisement is like 5-on-5.
Yeah, it's 5.
It's 5-on-5.
Truly, I haven't seen it, so I'm
if you listen to the actual advertisement, it says 10 men.
Yeah.
On the actual advertisement, it says 10 men, so it's going to be 5-on-5. Now, obviously, it's already been leaked that on Team Judgment Day, Drew's joining.
Drew McIntyre.
So you're having Drew joining Team Judgment Day. That's already been leaked. It's come around by loads of them. So obviously, Rhea, I expect, is going to end up recruiting Drew that way, and that's probably going to be his proper heel turn. That's how they're going to probably do it. Is obviously having him join that. Now, there's a lot of rumors going around
to say Team Cody, that Cody's going to make a call to a friend and it's going to be like awesome. I've seen
give me Randy Orton.
I've seen some people say this probably wouldn't be the best way to bring Orton back, because they're saying, you know, after all this time out with his back issues and stuff, is it really wise putting him in a War Games match? Now,
this is the perfect match. He can lay down.
That's been But this,
doesn't have to do a one-on-one.
I've had so many people basically in the comments and stuff like that, and obviously say online that it'd be stupid of WWE to bring him back in such a taxing match and everything, and you know, and why would they do it that way? Obviously, in my eyes, no, bring him back. You know, bring him back. Fans are wanting him. As soon as that music hits, that place is going to explode. As soon as he hits that first RKO, that place is going to explode. And
he doesn't have to start the match. He can relax in the match like a Royal Rumble match. And let me put it to you this way. I said this to a friend, was it today or yesterday? I don't even remember. Imagine 3-4 years ago hearing, Randy Orton in War Games? You would have been like, oh yeah, that's crazy. That's never going to happen. Randy Orton in War Games. Come on. Like,
that's one thing that Cena's probably not going to be able to do. That's kind of crazy. We're never going to get to see John Cena in War Games, but
Yeah,
but look, I think it's the perfect idea. Orton doesn't have to take any of the big bumps. Just let them. They have 4 other guys on that team that can take those.
That's it. It is enough.
He can do his RKO, his punt. He can maybe take a move, but like he doesn't have to do much.
Right. He can take everybody's finish if anything like that. He doesn't have to take a table bump.
Remember what he did in that Money in the Bank match a few years ago?
Yes.
Like everyone was taking bumps, and you see him in the background, and he's like, no.
Yeah.
Like
Worst case scenario, and I said this to somebody earlier, is, you know, he could. Obviously, he's going to come out as a surprise on the night. I don't think they're going to announce him beforehand. He's going to be that surprise on the night for it, you know, as the last member. And that, you know, have him come out last, have him be the very last person to step inside that ring. And heck, all you need him to do, just to even get that pop or even just take part in the match, is, you know, everyone else has been in there. You have Randy come out, literally just hit everybody in the ring with an RKO. Everyone on Team Judgment Day, have him hit everyone with an RKO. And then either stand back and do loads of pieces while like Cody's either throwing himself through tables or blading or whatever else, basically, or, you know, throwing himself.
No, this is Cody in WWE, not AEW.
But you know what he's going to be like. I bet you he's going to climb the top of the cage, blade, and then throw himself through 4 flaming tables or something like that, you know, just to like try and do it that way. You know, with Randy just watching on, and then all you need to do then is after Randy's hit everyone with the RKO, just have him pin someone. You know, have him come back and have that, you know, have him do that. That's all you need to do. You don't, as what everyone's been saying, you don't need him to hit all those massive moves. You don't need him to like take bumps and go through tables and get hit with chairs and everything like that, really, and whatever else. Come out as the last person. That's all you need. As long as he's in that match, that's, you know, that's the whole thing. But
so can I ask you guys a question about all this?
No.
All right. Guys.
I just want people to be like, what?
All right, so let's just say this is the case. Orton comes back. Survivor Series, that's that, you know, so that means that Seth Rollins isn't defending his championship. That means that he's going to be in War Games, right? Who would you guys rather see take that championship off of Seth Rollins now? I mean, Orton's back. Do you want to see Orton win it, or do you want to see a heel Drew McIntyre finally get that title?
A heel Drew. I'm sticking with it. Heel Drew.
I will go with heel.
I stand by the fact. Sorry to cut you off, Xero. I stand by the fact that Drew should have beat Roman at Clash at the Castle. I still stand by that fact. I still stand by it.
I'm going to swerve this. I'm going to swerve this big time. War Games would be the perfect opportunity for a Damian Priest cash-in, because nobody else can get involved. Nobody else can get involved. He's already in the ring. You know, like I said, even if need be, you have Randy again clear the ring. Randy literally like comes in, RKOs everybody, takes out everyone. Damian suddenly gets back up. Everyone else is down. You know, Seth's down or whatever. Damian comes up, pins him 1, 2, 3 mid-match if need be.
But like, doesn't that make it like a 10-man match or something?
Or they could. I mean, the match could be over. Orton just decides, you know, he shakes everybody's hand. He RKO's Rollins, walks out. Now the match is over. Oh wait, Priest is still laying in the middle of the ring with the Money in the Bank briefcase. Rhea comes down, drags it out, gives it to him. Boom, we got a new champion.
Yeah. War Games would be the perfect time for that cash in because nobody can, you're all inside that cage. Who else
Nobody can help.
Nobody can help. There's no help there. Everyone who's in there is either going to be took out or whatever. So that would be the perfect place if they want to do that cash in. That's the perfect time and the perfect place. That would be the ultimate one. That way, then it takes it off Seth. Seth can then go away and then get healed up or whatever. Then even if he takes it back off Damian at say Royal Rumble, so he takes a little while off, comes back, takes it off Damian Priest at Royal Rumble, and then he can then go back into Mania then as champ still, so he can then still have that Mania main event match. But that'd be the thing, and and then it gives Seth the chance to heal up, and you finally get the cash in sorted out.
He should have healed up after his Logan Paul match. I stand by that.
Yes.
But just as a as a person, he should have been but I guess they had plans for him to win the belt clearly. So
how do you say no to being the first ever?
And what you guys will like to see in Orton, like face or heel after he returns?
Who?
Orton.
Heel always.
Yeah, heel.
Yes. Yeah, you gotta have Orton.
I think after the match he will attack Cody Rhodes. It is my gut feeling.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah.
He's gonna be a face coming back. There's no disputing that because it's been a year and a half, or more maybe. But assuming he comes back at Survivor Series, it's going to be a year and a half. Ooh, RKO Cody or RKO Rollins,
or both,
or both. Yes.
Clear the ring. Clear the ring. RKO everybody. Clear the ring. All of the people in the ring. That can be amazing. Then that way, then you don't know who he's going to go for first. If he RKOs everybody, you don't know who he's going for.
What about this? He RKOs Jay or Sammy, the Bloodline. Yeah. They were the Bloodline.
Yeah.
When he got attacked, when Orton had to go away. The history's there.
Sammy versus Orton rivalry will start from there. That will be
Have we
really
seen
interesting.
Sammy versus Orton?
No,
right?
Never.
Well, and we've never seen Orton versus Jay.
Yes.
Of course. Well, 1-on-1, of course.
Yeah.
But,
Yes.
Yeah.
Orton comes back and he has a lot of matches set up for him. Really good thing that for them. It's a lot of fresh matches for him. This is probably gonna be his last full-time run. This is the way for him to go out.
Yeah.
And Roman is always back there.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's the one match one of the big matches we haven't seen yet. We talk about how Roman has had this big long run, but we didn't see him against Lashley, Orton, and Sheamus. I think those are the three big matches that we haven't gotten yet.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't think one-on-one. Yeah.
Which?
Wait. We didn't see Roman and Sheamus?
No. Never seen it. No, never seen it. No, never.
They had that. The Usos had the thing with the Brawling Brutes, and it looked like there was going to be a part where Sheamus was going to bleed into that with Roman, and they just never pulled the trigger on it.
Yeah. Because of course we've got to think with Roman's schedule, he works like 4 pay-per-views a year. So if you think about that, then he'll have Styles at Rumble, because obviously he's not working Survivor Series. Everyone knows he's not working Survivor Series by now. So
what about Australia?
Well, this is the thing. He hasn't been announced for it yet. He's not officially on the internal rosters for it or anything yet. So. Because it's not one of the big ones. So if you think about it, he's going to work Rumble, Mania, SummerSlam, and the Saudi show in November. That's going to be the main 4 that he's going to be at. So you've got what? So you've got Styles. You've then potentially got Cody. Then obviously Mania. You've then still got Lashley, Orton. You've then again got Sheamus. You've got potentially Karrion Kross because they've teased something there as well with Karrion and Roman. So you've got that as well.
I did tease that.
You've still got loads of other matchups in that, and like I said earlier, you've then still got a solo match, you've got the Jimmy match, you've got the J match still again. You've got Bron Breakker in NXT to come up and do that one, because
Carmelo Hayes.
Yeah, because you know for a fact they're going to do Roman versus Bron at some point, and Roman versus Carmelo at some point, because that will give them that ultimate push. That's what they're ultimately aiming for. Is you do it against that. So
Grayson Waller, Austin Theory, heck.
Yeah. And I mean, this is why I keep confidently saying that it's not going to be over at WrestleMania 40. No chance, because they've still got all these mega matches. Yeah, fine. It might be the whole thing of now's the perfect time to put it on Cody and stuff. But as obviously, even as Albert said, you've still got all these matches that we've never seen with Roman and stuff. And whilst I
think Roman will drop the title next Mania.
41, yeah.
So 41?
41,
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Because
I'm not ruling out he's breaking Bruno's record, truthfully.
If you've gone that far, why not at this point, right?
Yeah, I'm not ruling that out.
Yeah, I mean, because obviously, if they've got it, whilst they've got him, because obviously he's under contract till after WrestleMania 41 at the moment. So I mean, whilst they've got him, they're going to keep him as champ. They're going to have him as champ, and they're going to get all these matchups out of the way and that. And you know, I understand. Yeah, the whole storyline might be there with the whole, you know, oh yeah, you could say that Orton and Roman have this thing, but why would Roman care about facing Orton if he's not the champion? You know, you want that whole thing now of you want Randy to come on in and at least have that shot at the championship whilst Roman's still got it to try and get that redemption from him. There's nothing else there. That's the thing. And
right. The only thing post-title loss that Roman has is the rest of the stuff with the bloodline. He can do that without the title, but everything else, he's got to be champion for it.
Yeah, yeah. Which so again, and like we said, then so you've got Sheamus, you've got Orton, you've got Lashley, you've got Karrion, you've got, you know, all these ones they've still teased and they haven't acted on it yet, and you've still got all that, and you know, it's far from over. It's literally far from over for it. So, but this the thing, but people don't seem to see the wider picture of it. It's just that no, you know, it's got to be done at WrestleMania 40. It's the time. It's like, well, it's not the time. It's nowhere near. WWE have got, you know, WWE would be stupid now not to give Orton that championship opportunity against Roman.
Many wanted that Knight should win the title at Crown Jewel. What you can expect from these fans?
Yeah, it's stupid, but yeah. Anyway, anything that anyone else wanted to bring up? Because that's obviously everything that I had on the agenda for this one here. Anything?
Many things will come up, and this podcast will go on and on and on. It will like that.
Yeah.
That's true. So, yeah, once you get me going, I'm not stopping.
Yes.
Yeah, so if that's it then for this week then. So thank you guys obviously for another week. So we might as well then go into this. So Bobby's got the signs this week. So whilst we're here then, so here we go for the long speech then. So whilst we're here then, hit that like button and that subscribe button on myself, Xero News, which you can check us out at News Xero. Albert, do you want to plug anything? Do you want to plug your channels and everything?
Sure, absolutely. So you can find my stuff on the Slam Sessions Network on YouTube. You can also find my newest article about AEW and Tony Khan on WrestleBuddy. So give it a watch and give me a like and give me a subscribe, and thank you guys for having me.
We're going on to the Sean Ross Sapstan, as I can see in the corner, otherwise known as Bobby's Breakdowns. You might as well hype yourself and Bobby then. Off you go then.
YouTube, Bobby's Breakdowns. IG, Bobby's Breakdowns. Twitter, Bobby's Breakdown. Yes, Twitter wouldn't let me allow this. I don't know why. But I'm working on some things right now. I have sent out a shot interview-wise to somebody. I don't want to say who, because I don't want to jinx it. But let's see if it comes true. It's possible. I don't know. But yeah, otherwise follow me, subscribe, and do all that jazz. Thank you.
Yeah, and Alex, then you might as well do your little bit at the end.
Just subscribe. Otherwise, Tony Khan and Saad Khan both will come to your home.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Please.
And cut off your allowance.
Yeah.
Well, obviously, you can check out Alex at WrestleBuddy.
Will they give me money?
No. They'll give you Coke.
I was about to say, if they give me money, I'll let them in.
No. They are going to put Coke on your ass.
Oh, Jesus.
What a way to end the show! What a way to end the show! So like and subscribe to all of us. Thank you guys for another week. We're ending it on a laugh and everything like that. And on that note, let's end it then. So see you next week for another episode of Let's Talk to You. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.